Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World. And in this video we're going to have a look at the update details and also at a first impression of Shilial. So first of all, let's just read quickly the update details. I'm going to skip the teammates detail because we're going to look at them directly in game, so we can just skip that for now. We can see the new content, as we already knew, the two new like story acts. So we're going to get, in theory, like 30 um, considering also the other side story here. We're going to get 30 pools for the standard banner, not bad, not a bad deal. They're going to increase the trial of origin for the 5 different elements up to 600. Okay, I think most of us will not get any benefits from this, but it's fine. Then we have the check-in event, the growth mission, the usual ones that we get every time there is a new unit. And then we have Tower of Alliances Season 2, already knew that, quite good. There are also a lot of improvements that they made, so we can see how it all plays out now. And then we have the formation strategy that's going to start from next Friday. Yeah, and also that one is the usual one. We also have details on what's going to be in the shop for exchange. I think this time the units are a bit better than before. We're also going to look at the in-game events in a second. And we have the odd deal summon for Shilial, the usual one that they started to add. New bundles. I would say in here it's also included the starter bundle that we see here on screen, like this one, head and big face. So in that shop, there are a lot of good things, to be honest, and I ended up buying the ticket packages with also the Shinsu and Link XP. So I will have way more than 250 pools that I mentioned in yesterday's video. So yeah, we're going to pull quite a bit, guys, and we're going to get her to Rainbow 5 for sure in the pooling video. Well, I don't know if we're going to get her to Rainbow 5 in that video, but still, I'm going to get her to Rainbow 5, and I will let you guys know how I feel about her after testing her a bit more. Then there are some improvements in general to the Tower of Alliance that we mentioned before. Most of us already know them, like you can also skip some floors that you are stuck at and stuff like that, so not bad at all. Then the balanced stats and skills of these bosses, I still haven't, like, we are yet to face them, so I don't know exactly what they did, and they didn't give us any details. So, okay. Also, the level of enemies that appear in Conquest mode has been adjusted, meaning they are going to lower it for sure because that was way too hard. Probably was the hardest content in the game, I would say, if you were pushing too much in adventure. Then they did some adjustments in adventure mode from stages. Here seems only these two particular stages, probably because there were too many SSR Plus units that were repeated there, but okay. And then they also did some position swapping and some replacements in these stages that they listed here. So, okay, seems like there is no accuracy and evasion adjustments, or they just didn't write it here, but they actually did it. I don't know. So, yeah, okay. It's going to make some stupid stages, maybe where there were multiple Urek, multiple, whatever, those kind of annoying units. They probably reduced them or replaced them somehow. Then they did some fixes, but I would say this one is not really relevant for the borders. Okay, fine. Fixation. Okay, just minor things. Then that's pretty much all, guys. Okay. So I would say not bad. There is not much in this update, but still some nice additions. Now, let's also have a look at the in-game events before having a first impression look at Shilial. So the event, okay, we have the usual check-in event. So these are the usual rewards, really nothing much there. Growth mission, the usual requirements, I would say I didn't read them, and also the usual rewards, but they're always like that. I don't think they made any big changes. Yeah, there is always the 80 tickets and the SSR selection. Everything else is kind of normal, I would say. Then we have some rewards. Obviously, if you complete all these missions and you get to 100 points, well, not all the missions, but just the ones that give mission points, you will get a free copy of Shilial as usual, 10 tickets and also 40 of the basic extracts plus the gifts that she likes. Okay. Then for the Tower of Alliances, here they just wrote the usual phases, how much time they last, etc. The rewards for clearing all the floors is going to be the same, and also for winning or losing, they didn't change any of these. And there is no information about the floors you clear, if they're going to give the good rewards that they did last time, like black market tickets and stuff like that. I think they're going to keep them. They didn't write them here, but it's pretty obvious. And here is what I was talking about before, the rewards for the formation event. So let's see. Here we have Vespa, Joaquin, and Blarode. All three of them are good to dupe up. So if you don't have, well, okay, if you don't have Joaquin, obviously go for him, but most people will probably already have him. Blarode is a good one to pick, and Vespa as well. So I would give priority to Blarode probably, then I would to Vespa, but still, they're both valuable. You can, if you can take them both. Then for this one, we have Kiseiya. She's a good one if you don't have her maxed, so definitely take her. Cheonwa is also nice if you don't have him at 3 red already. You don't need to take him if you already have him at 3 red. I mean, it's good to have him higher, but not really that necessary early on. Then we have here Compress Rack and a Craptor that are good units. Verdi doesn't really matter, but both Compress Rack and a Craptor are good choices. So overall here they placed some good units, I would say. So feel free to pick the ones that you need at the moment, and it's definitely a nice addition. I wouldn't bother too much with the teammate great enhancement scrolls, but okay, they're there if you guys want to pick them up. Everything else is pretty much useless, I think. Unless you need the crystals, 5,000 crystals for free is not too bad, but I will personally just try to pick a few units and that's it. And yeah, okay, that was also for the in-game event. Now let's just jump right to Shilial. Let's filter by green because she's way too low here. Okay. So, Shilial. If we go look at the skills, let's start from the passive. And I will say that, like before, reading the kit, etc., she seems fine. It's just that the logic of putting her as a mage is really strange to me. Like Sheldon Dorsey, it doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. Okay, I guess. Her whole kit to me screams assassin, but for some reason she's a mage. Okay, fine, whatever. Just because she just summons a big snake doesn't mean she should be a mage. And now Green has so many mages, like Lopo BRN is a mage, Sheldon Dorsey is a mage, she's a mage, and then there are also a couple more. So it's really weird to me, I would say. But okay, but okay. So let's have a read at the passive. Her basic attacks are AoE, it seems. That's the first thing it says. And then Shilial is going to get 12% attack for each green elemental ally, up to 24% for each green elemental ally. This is similar to Kiseiya. The more units of the same color you have, the more attack she has. Really, really good, I would say. Then, if Shilial deals damage to 2 or more enemies with her basic attacks or skills, she gains the Black Snakefish Cunning effect for 15 seconds, increasing her accuracy and evasion by 8, up to 16 per stack. So that means like 80 accuracy and 80 evasion at level 1, and 160 accuracy and 160 evasion at level 5. Really good. I would say I'm not sure if getting an additional stack refreshes the duration. It should, but it's something that we'll probably have to test out. You cannot remove these stacks with buff removal skills, so that to me says I'm here to counter Urek, something like that. And now it seems like they are going to add buffs that cannot be removed. So Urek buff removal function is really probably going to decay over time. I don't know, but it's fine. So that's the passive. Overall, the passive is quite stacked, in my opinion. Really not bad at all. Then we have Wicked Extortion. So this is the multi-jab skill that we saw in the video. She's going to deal 60% of her attack 8 times, up to 120% attack 8 times. Not bad. And the last hit is going to knock back enemies for 2 seconds. Not bad at all. And when she hits with the final attack, she's going to steal 20 accuracy and 20 evasion for 10 seconds, up to 40 and level 5. She can steal from up to 5 enemies at once. So if you hit all 5 enemies, which is unlikely, even though like blue teams are mostly close range, you probably are going to hit 2 enemies. But still, it's 80 accuracy and 80 evasion if you have the skill at level 5, so not bad at all. And you're also going to reduce the enemy's accuracy and evasion, which is also important. So not bad at all. Then if we look at the Black Snakefish Venom, this is the shield skill that we saw in the video. And she's going to get additional accuracy and evasion for each green element ally other than herself and summoned beings for 10 seconds. So this works also very well with Lopo BRN. And this maximum number of stacks is going to be 4. So you can get up to 40 per stack, so 160 accuracy and evasion. We see that she has a lot of accuracy and evasion stacking in her kit. So the fact that I rolled out the evasion for my int tree is not a big problem. Obviously, if she were an assassin, then her kit would have been huge, really insane, guys. But she's a mage, so her evasion is pretty low by default. But okay, it's fine. And then she's going to deal 200% of her attack up to 400% at level 5 as damage to nearby enemies upon evading an attack while this effect is active. So she has this kind of shield for 10 seconds that increases her evasion, and then whenever she dodges, she's going to deal damage to all nearby enemies. So even if a ranged attack hits, like you dodge a ranged attack, you're not going to deal damage to that unit, but to all enemies around you, which is not bad. The only the problem here is the internal cooldown of 1 second, but it's not too bad, I would say, because she's going to dodge a lot. She's pretty much like, it's similar to the golden needle of Zahard, and it's not a bad skill in my opinion. Should be able to deal enough damage, I would say, because the duration is quite long. So yeah, quite a good skill as well. Then we have Venomous Breath, which is the special skill. She's going to summon the giant snake that we saw in the video, and she's going to deal AoE damage 3 times and jolting targets. Okay, the damage is 300% at level 1, 600% at level 5, and that's 1800% attack as damage in an AoE. Not bad. If she has 5 stacks of the passive that we see here, which is not too hard to stack, she just needs to deal damage to 2 or more enemies with basic attacks or skills, so not too hard to stack. If she has 5 or more, she's going to poison enemies, and that poison is going to deal 100% up to 200% at level 5 of her attack as constant damage every second for 5 seconds. So she's not going to be that good against Vespa, but who cares about Vespa? I mean, just don't use her against Vespa again. So yeah, remember that. Is not a bad damage, is 1000% attack over 5 seconds at level 5 with the addition of 1800%. I would say the damage multipliers look good. We just need to see the base attack, but she's a mage, so I'm pretty sure she's going to have high stats anyway. And she's immune to status effects while using the skill, pretty standard. Okay, so overall the kit looks good. But we have to also have a look at the exclusive equipment to exactly understand how good she can be. So let's have a look here. So the first skill level, so the level 1, is pretty useless if you ask me. It's just going to tell you you can use her for bosses as well. Because if you remember, the passive said if you hit 2 or more enemies, and this one says if there is only 1 enemy at the start of the battle, you can then proc it anyway. Okay, so it's only for bosses. It's not going to have any impact in adventure whatsoever. Then we have the level 2 skill. The duration of black snakefish venom increases by 2 seconds, and that is the special skill, I think. Or is it something else? No, okay, it's this one, sorry. It's this one, from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. So the counter skills, let's say the golden needle skill, when you dodge, you're going to deal damage. Okay, sounds good. And then the last hit of the multi-jab skill, other than the knockback, is also going to let you evade all attacks and also hit you all your attacks for 6 seconds. Only if that last hit results in a critical hit. That's a bit of an issue, I would say. To me, that would mean you would want to run her with crit rate slot 5, but that will lose you a lot of damage as compared to the Pierce version. Even though you probably would want to run her with the resistances. I'm not sure, guys. We still need to test it. I would, at this point, probably run her with the crit rate piece, to be honest, but I'm not sure. With all the dodge she has, she could even run the L set, but I don't know, guys. Again, we need to test it. This is just the first impression, just saying whatever comes to mind. So yeah. Overall, level 3 is not a bad skill at all, I would say. You just need to build a bit more crit so that it can reliably trigger, because 6 seconds of invincibility basically is not bad at all. Then we have level 4 effect. Shilial gains 5 instances of the passive stacks at the start of the battle, and the stack maximum increases by 5. So she's going to start the battle with 5 of these stacks, which means, what was that? Like 8 at the beginning? Yes, so 16 times 5 is going to be like 80. Yeah, 80 stacks, like 80 accuracy and evasion at the start of the battle. Not bad as an effect, I would say. And you can also increase it up to 240 total, because the maximum also increases. And with that, it means that if you have a Rainbow 5, you start a battle, you might already like cast the special skill really quickly, but the requirement for the special skill to proc the poison is only 5 stacks, so you already have them. That is definitely really good. I would say the kit overall is really promising. Now all that remains to test is which are the best skills that she needs, or the best stats that she needs, and how to play her optimally in which team composition. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all there is to her. This is my first impression of her. And yeah, we will see after testing her a bit more. Well, actually not a bit more. After testing her, because I still haven't started them, uh, we can see how good that unit is, and I'll see if I can recommend pulling her over Child and Dorsey, because at the end, this is just a comparison between those two units for new players. If you already have Child and Dorsey, I will try to give you an answer on whether it's worth to build her as well, if they complement each other or not. We don't know. We will see. So yeah, that was pretty much all, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.